guys, today is Saturday. I hope everyone's day is off to an amazing start. Thanks so much for stopping in today, guys. All right, so today I decided to do something just a wee bit different here on the channel. You guys know that I have done countless cleaning videos, and especially right now I'm doing a whole lot of cleaning in the house, but we won't get into that. Today I wanted to come in and share with you how I like to clean my BMW X7.
All right, y'all, let me do the real introduction to this video. First of all, my wife has never in her life, since we've been together, washed the cars. Maybe when we first met in college, but I don't even think she did it then. She doesn't even put gas in the car. I do all that. So let me walk you guys through how we take care of not just this car, but all of our cars, how I wash the car. And then, you know, I'll give you guys my impressions. We had this car for a little bit under 6 months now, so I'll give you guys my initial impressions on the BMW X7. Before we begin, let's talk about car wash tools. Now, car washing is pretty simple, but there are some things and some tools that you should have if you're gonna clean out and wash your own car. Now, you're probably gonna ask, well, Eric, you know, you've got this new BMW, why don't you just take it to get detailed into the car wash? I will occasionally go to a detailer or a car wash. I find that I'm just a perfectionist, and quite frankly, I've been disappointed sometimes when I've got my car detailed. I feel like with detailing and car washes, it's very hit or miss, and it's very hard to get consistency. So sometimes, if you want something done right, just do it yourself. Let us know in the comments, do you prefer, do you go to like the gas station car wash? Do you go to the main automatic car wash? Do you go to a detailer, a hand washer? Do you wash it yourself? Let us know how you take care of your car in the comments. Now let's talk about the fun stuff, the tools that we're gonna need to wash our car. First and foremost, you're going to need towels. Now, technically you should use microfiber car wash towels. Those towels are better for not scratching the paint. Now that being said, I would say this. If you don't want to go out and spend the money on microfiber and you just want to get some old towels out of your house, it should be fine. The paint technology now is so advanced, it's very resistant to scratches and things like that. But again, if you've got the money, go out and get you some good towels. What I'll do is I'll link some good microfiber towels in the details below, but definitely have some towels. Another thing I would say with the towels, for those of you that have little ones, little babies, keep towels in the car, right? If you keep a bunch of big, just get some old towels out of the house, big towels, so when your baby is drinking formula in the car, your kid's eating a Happy Meal, just lay the towel across their lap. It collects all the crumbs and everything, and then you've got somewhere to put their crumbs when they're finished eating. So definitely do that for those of you that have little ones. Another tip that I would recommend for those of us that have small children or pets, rubberized floor mats. Now obviously every car comes with kind of these fabric or cloth or carpeted floor mats, which is great, but at the end of the day, a carpeted floor mat is only gonna last so long, right? Even if you take the best care of your car, it's not gonna last forever. What I've done with all my cars after they're a few years old and the floor mats are just no good, they've been worn down, go to WEATHERTECH and buy these rubberized floor mats. Now when you go to WEATHERTECH, what you do is you tell WEATHERTECH on the website what kind of car you have. If you've got a minivan or a Chevy or a BMW or Mercedes, whatever car, make and model, and they are custom fit for your car make and model. So it's not like, you know, these cheap rubber floor mats that you can get from like a Pep Boys or an auto parts store. These are heavy duty rubberized that are fit for your car. So they fit like a glove. And obviously what's nice about these, you take them out, soap and water, rinse them off, let them air dry, and they are good as new. So we use this in the Mercedes. We've had that car a while, and we've actually turned it over to Chase, and these work great. Now I talked about using a towel to dry your car. Another way you can dry your car is you can use a blower. If you've got a leaf blower, you can use that to dry your car. Now there are a few things you got to keep in mind with the leaf blower. If you use it, you want to use it in the area where the ground is wet, basically where you've already washed the car. Because what you don't want to do is point this at the ground and kick up dirt and dust that's going to get back on your car. But if the ground is already wet and you've finished washing the car, you can use this to dry your car off. And this is an alternative to using a towel or a cloth to dry your car. All right, guys, this is probably my best #1 tip. Vacuuming out your car. What kind of vacuum should you use? Now look, you can go and grab the Dyson out of the house, the vacuum out of the house, and just plug that in and use that. But a lot of times that's not very convenient. The other option that I used to use is you go grab a little handheld vac, like a little dust buster or a little car vacuum. The problem I have with those is I've never had one that was powerful enough for me. They just tend to not last. They're not very powerful. I think what you should do, especially for those of us that are homeowners anyway, get a shop vac. Shop vacs you can get for as little as $50, $60, $70, which is a little bit more than a small handheld vac, but they are very powerful and they work not just for your car, but for any wet dry situation. So what's nice about this is you can use this in a wet environment, so you don't have to worry about shocking yourself if you're vacuuming. And it's not just for your car. We did a video a while back where our furnace and air conditioner unit was leaking water in the basement, and we actually used this to vacuum up the water. So the shop vac just has so many different uses in addition to washing your car that it just tends to be a great value and a great bargain for something that you need around the house. The most important thing probably that I haven't talked about yet is soap. And your tire protectant and your armor all. So I have a car care kit that I actually got from the dealer when we bought the car. They gave this to us for free, so I'm going to use this today. But that being said, again, it's kind of like the towel thing. Look, is it great to have a nice fancy ceramic car wash soap to wash your car? Sure. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to spend the coin on that, and if you got some dish detergent, again, I've never had an issue just using regular plain soap. Again, I think the paint today is so advanced that you can use just about anything and it won't hurt your car. And quite frankly, most of us don't hold on to our cars that long these days anyway, to where you have to worry about the paint degrading in quality. For the tire shine, I prefer to use Armor All. I like a slick look on my tire, not too slick, and I find that this works really well. I'm also partial to the Armor All protectant on the inside. I like to wash with gloves, so I wear these rubber gloves. These are just from the Dollar Tree, so I buy these in bulk and just use these when I wash the car. Glass cleaner, homegrown concoction of cleaner that I've created for the inside of the car, not really for the leather surfaces, but more for the hard surfaces. And a toothbrush for the cracks and crevices. Last but not least, you're probably wondering why I have this ladder behind me. Well, I've got to wash the top of the truck. When you're washing a car, you see the top of the car, so we always remember to wash it. But a lot of times when we're washing our larger trucks and SUVs, you forget the entire top part of the car because you don't really see it. So that's one of the things I try to make sure I wash whenever I wash larger trucks and SUVs. Break out the ladder, get the top of the car as well. All right guys, so I'm about to start the rinse and washing process. I'm going to start at the top. That's why I've got the ladder here, and work my way down. Now, I am on the shady side of the car, facing away from the sun. Ideally, you want to wash your car on a cloudy day or in the shade. Because what you don't want to happen is for the sunlight and the heat to hit the side of the car that you're washing in, and for it to dry the soap and the water. Now sometimes that's not possible, like today it's pretty sunny, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to wash the sunny hot side last so I can quickly rinse it and dry it. So we'll start here on the shady side. I've got my water hose with my spray nozzle. Spray nozzles is an interesting topic because, you know, as a homeowner, right, we're always using these spray nozzles around the house for the car, the yard, or something. I have found that it's just better to get the cheap spray nozzles and just get a bunch of them and just keep them around the house rather than to get the expensive ones, because at the end of the day they all break eventually, even the expensive ones. So just get a bunch of, don't get them too cheap, but just get a bunch of $5 spray nozzles and just keep them around the house, and then when they break, just chuck it and get another one and you're good to go. So let's talk about wheels. Now, these are black wheels, black rims. Now, this is the first car where I've had black rims, and I really like it. You know, my previous experience with rims of any type is you do get a lot of brake dust, and that's a lot of times what makes your car look dirty. It's not necessarily the car, it's the brake dust. So if you can get a car with black rims, it's really nice because it doesn't show anything. These rims are actually pretty dirty, but you can't see it. Now, if you do have lighter rims, you know, they sell special like brake dust cleaner. In all honesty, in my years and years of washing cars, buy it if you want it. In my experience, you might as well just use soap and water. The brake dust cleaner loosens up a little bit, but for what you pay for it, you might as well just use soap and water and some elbow grease to kind of clean your wheels off. But hey, if that's something you're into, go ahead. But again, I just use soap and water, and I really like these darker rims. Black cars are nice, but it does show a lot of road dust. So let us know in the comments, are you a white car person? Are you a black car person? Are you somewhere in between where you do red or blue, or maybe even a wild color? Do you do yellow? Let us know in the comments what you think and which car is easiest to keep clean. We finished washing the outside of the car. Now we've got to dry it. Now again, it's a hot sunny day, so we don't want it to sit out in the sun with this water on it for too long. We want to go ahead and dry it as quickly as possible. Now I'm just going to dry it with the microfiber towel. You'll notice throughout this process I don't use any fancy shams or sponges or anything like that. Again, those are things I've tried in the past, but for me, when washing the car, sometimes simpler is better. And it's a lot easier to keep towels around, even if they're old towels and not necessarily microfiber, than it is to keep special car wash shams and sponges. I'm probably going to start with the towel here, and then I may use the blower. Again, the thing about using this blower is, if I use it, I want to point it at the car. We don't want to point it at the ground too much because we don't want to blow any dust up. But this ground is wet, so it should be pretty limited in terms of the amount of dust and dirt that we do blow up. And then when you're drying the car, you also want to Windex the windows with paper towels and Windex. Yes, you can dry them, but you're still going to have water spots typically, so you have to go back and use a little bit of Windex and some paper towels and some elbow grease to truly get the windows clean. So once again, guys, I'm using the shop vac. It's very heavy duty, something that's just great to have around the house in general. It's very safe for wet environments. As a matter of fact, this is a wet dry vac. So I can use it in an environment like this where it's very wet and I'm very comfortable with it. I've got an extension cord hooked up to it that's rated for outdoor use, so I don't have to worry about any electrical shocks. And this works a lot better than, again, those smaller little handheld vacuums that you can buy that are supposed to be for your car or your truck, but typically don't work that well and don't last that long. And again, these are not that expensive. What I'll do is I'll leave a link to a very inexpensive shop vac that you can buy right off Amazon. A few problem areas that you might miss when you're washing the car. The inside of the door seal right here gets really dirty, so just kind of, you can take the same towel that you were using to wash the car and just kind of wipe that down. So that's an area I always wipe down, is the inside of the doors if you're trying to be really detailed. Generally, one of the really dirty areas of your car is also going to be obviously the seats and the seams. So we want to make sure that we fully extend the seat. Look at all the different seams. You got kids, you're going to have a huge amount of crumbs in all these seams. So we really want to make sure we get in here with the vacuum and even wipe some of it out. So yeah, guys, we're really enjoying the BMW. One of the features that we're really liking is this glass display on the shifter and control area here. It's really pretty. Now it is a little tricky to keep clean, and it's probably on camera going to come off with more lint than it actually has, but it's a really nice feature. But of course, we've got to work on making sure it stays clean, getting down in there, getting all that glass with some glass cleaner. But it's really pretty. The other thing I like about this car, it's got the best camera system in the industry. You can do, obviously here we're seeing a rear view. It's got a great backup camera. It's got a 360 view that you can show. It's just an amazing camera system. So one thing we are not talking about in this video is car organization. The reason for that is, as you can kind of see here, there's not really a lot that we keep in our car, and that is on purpose. That is for, obviously, from a neatness perspective and also from a security perspective. You want to keep your car as clutter-free as possible. You don't want to leave anything in there that's tempting to, you know, people that might try to break into your car. I see so many stories about people leaving purses and briefcases in their car with inside, or really anything that's tempting, a bag, just a random bag that you might have in there that might not have anything in it, but it's still tempting. So we really keep a clutter-free car. There's not a whole lot in here. You know, on the driver's side door here, we've got just some inexpensive sunglasses that we keep in the car. I have a pair, my wife has a pair. We've got 3 bottles of hand sanitizer, 1 on each side, and in the back seat. And that's about it. Again, there's just not a lot in here. We don't keep bags or anything like that in here. Now, I know some of us will have, you know, small children or other circumstances that require us to keep things in the car, but what I would say to that is keep it as neat as possible. Keep it in a container where it's not obvious, you know, that it's not in plain sight or that there's something valuable in it, but try to keep your car as clutter-free as possible. Put stuff in the trunk. Don't let people see you put stuff in the trunk, but keep stuff in the trunk that you absolutely have to have. And again, that'll keep us a lot safer overall. All right, guys, so that about wraps it up. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up washing the car here. By the way, you'll notice, did you guys see the Unfrumpy Mommy at all in this video? She did the intro and was out. So don't let the smooth taste fool you. Eric does anything car related in this house, including putting gas in the car, taking it to the dealership. Ladies, let us know in the comments, do you put your own gas in? Does your husband or boyfriend do it? Do you take it to the dealership? But yeah, it's been really fun hanging out with you guys, doing this, a different kind of clean with me. I know we've been spending a lot of time in our car here lately and just going on car rides because there's not a lot else to do these days. So we're trying to make the car as comfortable as possible. And you guys might be doing the same thing. So hopefully you enjoyed this and got some great tips. And please share your own tips for car washing and detailing in the comments. Until next time.